I don't know if you really think about it. Like, you could really just smoke out of anything that you want. You know what I mean?
Really
like someone's butthole. Like, let me pack that shit.
It.
There's a will, there's a way.
There's a way. Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to our podcast with your girl Latina, Beauty, and
Koala puffs. Pew, 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 pew. We are here today. Actually, on our end, we haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks. I'm really excited that you're here. We got a lot of episodes that are coming up for you guys. A lot of fun stuff. Some Halloween things that are coming up. And it's crazy. I love spooky season because I think it's really fun and it's something that's exciting, like something to look forward to, which I think we all need in our world. But I get so scared of like actual spooky shit. Like, I know that's the point, but like, did I ever tell you when I really truly get scared, my body reacts in crying?
No.
You've never never known that? No. I literally can't. Like, if I really truly get scared, involuntarily tears will just start rolling down my face. And so like, I love spooky season. I'm really excited about it, but I don't do any of that like horror nights or like going in. I will like have a heart attack.
We should go to a haunted house.
I'm not. Are you not listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Definitely go to a haunted house.
See, this is some of your friends when you tell them like, yo, I really don't like, potatoes. So then they'll keep all the potatoes away from you. And then there's the other types of friends who are like, bitch, you don't like potatoes? I am literally going to decorate your entire room.
I swear you love potatoes. You like potatoes, I promise you.
So today we have a really interesting episode. We have a guest star that is back on our episode, and we usually don't do guest stars, but this is our best friend. You guys know him. He's super talented. It is Weavers, and he's here to tell us a little bit about his arts and crafts. So here we go. How you doing, Weavers? I love that you're popping in here with us today.
Welcome to the show.
You are actually the person that confronted me about how shitty my rolling was and made me better.
I'm sorry, we're friends. You got to step up your rolling game.
No, but that's
right?
In general, like one of the things that like I really enjoy about our friendship is that like you have just no problem about being like, let's fix this, let's work on this. And rolling was one of those things. So I figured while you tell us a little bit about how you got started and some amazing projects that you're working on right now, I would take it upon myself to roll 2 blunts, one for me, one for her, and then I don't know if you had any paper so that I could roll joint for you because I know you're not big on blunts.
I actually do have some paper.
If you want to give it to me, I will roll 3 individual things so that we each have something to puff on because I'm a blunt bitch. Mm-hmm. She's a blunt bitch. Mm-hmm. He's a joint hoe.
Well, I'm only a blunt bitch with her. That's the crazy part.
Really?
Yeah. I don't smoke blunts at home.
Suddenly, when she's around me, she's like, give me that wood.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I got some of our Broad Brothers leaf, Paxton pearls. I did a roll up on Twitter the other day and it got over 5 million views in 3 days.
It was the fattest joint blunt ever. That's why.
It was a braided blunt. I've actually never seen a braided blunt before. I've seen a lot of braided joints and I've rolled a bunch of braided joints before, but that was my first time with a blunt and it was fun.
I'd have to say I was impressed.
Were you?
Not because of the braid, because of the size.
It was very thick. It was really, really hard to maneuver.
When I saw you
know
rolling
it was big
like,
when it came over my feed and I saw it. And I I didn't register because we've done the braided joint before, and I never saw the blunt. And I was just like, good lord.
It was intense. And
you had 3 sausage fingers.
I had 3 sausage fingers, and I smoked about probably 15% of it. And then after that, I had 3 individual blunts that I could have just kept smoking. It was awesome.
I actually was impressed when you lit it up. I was like,
it smoked.
They're smoking.
All 3 of them smoked. It was, the hardest part was when I did it with the joints, I stuffed cones, or if I do roll up, the paper sticks better. With the blunts, my hardest thing was finding the in-between, because if you wait too long, it hardens up and then you can't maneuver it. But if it is still too soft, the wrap just kept unwrapping and unsticking. And I was like, motherfucker, I didn't even want this. But it worked out. It was pretty amazing. But we're not here to talk about my rolling. We can talk about my rolling on a different day. We are here to talk about your rolling because you've actually, I think you live the life that a lot of people are jealous of. Your entire career is rolling blunts, making a living out of it, traveling, getting a chance to give a lot of your art to rappers and musicians and athletes and stuff. You live a very exciting life, my friend. I think sometimes you forget that because you're the one living it. But
it has been very exciting.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about that. How it got started, who's the coolest person you've ever had a pleasure of making a blunt for, your biggest art, and what you're working on right now.
I definitely could do that. Started this, actually, I was out drinking with one of my friends, and he challenged me to make a woven blunt.
We love a challenge.
And yes, exactly. I love a challenge. We love a challenge. So he bought all the materials the next day, threw it on the table.
Does he have a name? Do you want to put the name out there? What's his name?
Marcus.
Wait, the Marcus?
Marcus from Nature's Lab.
Shit! Yeah. So a little, that's kind of funny.
Crazy how things come back around.
So I just signed a contract with TRP, which is a company that owns cookies. So we're about to put Koala Puffs weed and dabs out on the market. And there's one key person on the team that is like in charge of all the extractions and everything dab related. We go to him. His name is Marcus. And the other day we had a meeting at Green Street, which is a weed building that Jaime works at. And so this is the same. Yeah. What a small world. Yes, that's funny. Shout out to Marcus.
Yes, Marcus definitely had a big part in starting Weavers, and he actually came up with the name.
Wow.
Because I couldn't think of what to call it.
Does Marcus own equity? Damn.
And then, so I made I looked at the woven blunt. I brought one as a sample so you could see.
Let me see.
This one says Weavers.
That one does say Weavers.
Originally, they didn't have any names or writing on them. And I decided to use the black blunt wraps kind of like an outline. And I just started writing words so it kind of pops out. You could probably see it from here.
Yeah, you know? It does pop.
And if you could see, is I put funky field tips on the end. And I noticed when people were making woven blunts that they would leave a big piece of tobacco on each side. And I didn't like that. So I felt like it needs to start and finish with a weave. And that's where it is. 2.5 grams of good weed and 0.5 gram of live resin, which was made by Nature's Lab.
Wow. I love that. So it all initially started with the woven blunt. Was it tough? Like when he challenged you? Because I know you weavers. You were probably sitting there like, I could do this shit. No problem.
My response was actually, I'm sorry, weaving 2 pieces of material together is not that impressive. Just because it's related to the weed industry doesn't make it any harder. I could teach a 3-year-old to do this.
Says the motherfucker. He says this while we're all sitting there like, whoa, look at the way he's weaving a knot basket. A knot basket. It's not a basket, it's a blunt.
The only thing I've never shared about how I make a woven blunt is how I'm sealing it.
You lick it.
Yeah, no. I do not use saliva on.
No, that's the one thing. So I've watched weavers make. I've watched you make probably close to maybe 50 art pieces in the last 5 years that we've been friends.
I think more.
Close to 100, you think?
Definitely.
Yeah, okay. And he always has a shot glass next to him, and he has this little sponge for like painting and doing arts and crafts, and he always dips it in, and that's how he wets all of his wraps to make them do what they want, what he wants them to do. So I can confirm Weavers does not slobber on these pieces of art that he's making.
The funny thing to me is I've actually had people come up to me, wow, you must lick a lot of paper to get this done. And I'm just like, yeah, I would not sell my saliva to somebody.
What do you mean? I'm finna get to that point where I'm about to spit in a little container and start selling that doll. Fuck! What do you mean you're not selling it?
Evangelist saliva?
A shot of Evangelist. You spend so much time in my house. If you really wanted to go ham on eBay with the shit that like...
Yeah, I actually thought about it a few times. I'm like, you know what? Oh yeah, Angela?
A dildo used by Angela.
The bidding starts.
Oh my God. Hey, we'll keep that one in our back pocket in case things get tough.
All you feet people, socks.
Oh my God. Stop. Yo, no. Let's talk about your art because I'm going to call you out about some feet shit.
All right, we'll stop it.
Okay.
So I made the woven blunt, and then we went to High Times, and people started flipping out, and they just started asking me to make more and more. And then one day I went home, and I thought about it. Why can't I apply everything I know about arts and crafts to this? All the materials the same. Well, not the same, but
for the most part.
Yeah, paper's paper. Yeah, I don't care. It's paper, any type of paper. It's still paper. The gold is gold leaf. It's an arts and crafts product just made into rolling paper. Tobacco, my favorite thing to say, is construction paper with a time limit.
It's
So
true.
that's how I look at my materials. And I love using glass tip because everything I make, it's usually shared in a big group. So I want to make sure there's a glass tip so you can wipe it off, use a Moose Labs, do whatever you'd like to actually
Shout out to Moose Labs.
You know? So that's my plan. So I brought a little woven just to see. I have a few other samples of things that I've made that I've had for a few years.
Okay, I rolled you kind of a crappy joint because I don't have any tips or anything. So no tip joint. I don't know if that's good or not, but... Well, why are you opening it?
I'm not opening it. I didn't do nothing.
Damn.
Why did I open it?
Don't squeeze it. Just light it and smoke. Oh, we never got a lighter.
I was just, it's like...
Oof. You know what my favorite thing is? I remember your pet peeve is people that squeeze joints and blunts.
Yeah, it is.
The people that what? Squeeze?
Yes, because what had happened to me one time
Look,
is
your shitty paper unrolled.
I'm sitting at High Times and this kid walks up and he goes, "Is there weed in there?" Crack. And so he breaks a blunt. And I just looked, I didn't even know how to react.
Oh no, I've seen Angela freak out on someone, go like, "What are you doing? Stop doing that. Just stop mushing the
Oh, really?
Oh, no. That's different. So a few of my friends have this habit where they're squeezing it as they're smoking it, and it unrolls when it's a fucking blunt wrap. And then it's just sitting there with like all this weed inside it. We still need a lighter. Is there a lighter that we have? Mark, we're gonna need your help. There's the boxes that we have. This is your new studio. By the way,
I can make some good blunts, but I can't create fire.
You cannot.
I need a lighter.
There's some fire going on in my stomach right now. I'm pooping so much today, but
slide a little.
Sorry,
over
yeah,
more.
go over there. I'm gonna keep grinding up some of this weed to roll us a blunt, but so you were like, let me try to apply everything that I know to creating more. So how long was it that you decided like no more woven blunts only? I want to do more than that.
Wow, that's a good question. I've never thought about that. I want to say at least maybe 8 months.
8 months. So for the first 8 months, it was
yes.
just woven blunts.
The last woven blunt that I made was a 3-ounce woven blunt that said "On Sunday we sesh." So when I started getting to that amount of flour, that's when I decided, I have to make something else.
Something more.
Yeah, it's got to be more. Like, I mean, I don't know how much crazier I could get than a 3-ounce woven blunt unless I was trying to make something crazy that was a few pounds.
Which, speaking of a few pounds, you actually do have an art piece that you sold to a private seller.
Yes.
What was it and how many pounds was it, considering this was your biggest piece,
for all
right?
for all the Star Wars fans out there, it was Darth Vader.
Woo!
4 feet tall, 10 pounds, 100 grams. The lightsaber would come out of his hand, and the lightsaber alone was a 1/4 pound.
And the lightsaber was a smokable piece on its own.
On its own.
So you actually don't know if anybody ended up smoking this, right?
No.
You haven't heard what happened to it after?
The first piece that I've ever sold to a private seller.
Do you know the name of the person that bought it? You don't have to say it.
I
but
do.
Have you ever touched base? Like
No.
No? Would
No.
you consider doing it? The curiosity would kill me. I'd be like, please tell me, have you smoked it or not?
To me, it's like, as long as it's out there somewhere safe, or at least I could think that it's safe, or nothing disrespectful happened to it or whatever.
His kid broke it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they have pets. Oh, the dog ran in and just tore the leg off.
Jaime is like, you know what? I don't want to know what happened to it.
I'd rather just think about it like it's out there somewhere surviving and someone's appreciating it.
Dude, do you know how much this guy gets laid probably every time he brings over somebody to his place? He's like, yeah, this is a 10-pound smokable Darth Vader that actually comes apart. You could take this on. Zoom.
Yeah.
I would do that shit.
So if you take the helmet off, there's actually a glass tip underneath the helmet. So it's hidden. So you can't really tell it's smokable unless you know what you're looking at.
And this was all very exciting until it is now no longer your biggest project that you've worked on.
No.
What is now the new biggest project that you have had a chance to be involved in?
My newest project that I'm starting, I started 2 days ago, is I'm making a 10-pound city.
So it's an entire city.
Yes.
What is it?
Los Ashes.
Los Ashes.
Yes, that's the name of the city. It's going to be 10 feet or 6 feet by 10 feet.
Damn.
It's going to be big. It's going to be the greatest thing that I've created up to now.
Well, so basically what Jaime is trying to do is every car, every street sign, every building, everything is a blunt. And would you actually be smoking this city, or is this like meant to be on display at the Green Street building?
So basically you have an option. An NFT comes with every blunt. So it's a 3-day event. On the third day is going to be the burn event, which is November 13th. And you have the option of smoking the blunt or taking it home with you. So
this is for the companies that sponsor it.
Yeah, for the companies that sponsored and whatever you built on the city. I'm kind of treating the plots like real estate. You purchase the plot and then I'll either build your business or anything you'd like on the plot. Or there's other types of sponsorships. There's a blimp that's going to be hanging on the top.
A blimp?
Yes. I'm keeping the center fountain. And obviously, quality is going to be involved in this as Koala Puffs,
A blimp is really cool. I think blimps are so
too.
awesome. Blimps to me, I'm going to sound like such an idiot. A blimp to me is the whale of the sky.
The whale of the sky?
When I walk around and a blimp is in the sky, I'm like, it's like a big ass whale in the
I've
sky.
never heard that.
It's my, stoner thoughts. That's what I've been saying sometimes.
I've also made some pieces where you can dab out of.
Yes, I've had the chance to try those.
Yes. While you're dabbing, you could light up the blunt and you could take a big puff and a big puff of dabs.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Love you to pieces, but those I hate. Those murder me. There's been several pieces. We were in Seattle. We were at the Dab Roast, and he made a mini MJ Arsenal piece, and he put like a banger on it, and I was just there taking hot dabs while they were lighting up. I had so much snot that was happening. I was like, oh, dude.
So on a previous Super Bowl, I made this little football. So you could take dabs out of it if it has the banger.
Wait a minute. Is that 14 mil?
Yeah, 14 mil.
I have something with me that we're actually
saving
saving for the next episode.
Oh, really?
But if you wanted to show that it's functional, I don't know if you're trying to light anything up or smoke anything up, but I'm just letting you know. It
depends, because sometimes I have to like wrap tobacco on the actual banger so it slides in, but we could try. So this was something I made.
That's very cool.
I made that. Well, if you follow sports, you could see which teams are on there. Buccaneers in Kansas City.
I was going to say, is that K for Kansas? But I didn't want to say it because I thought I was going to be wrong. Should have just said it. What else you got in that box?
I also make a lot of logos, letters, anything that has to do with writing. So I made this about 2 years ago. So this is a G.
Because you're a motherfucking G.
I'm a G.
Maria's just been so quiet this whole podcast. It's like she's learning everything for the first time. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
And then I have actually had this for maybe 5 years. I made it for Vortex. Is one of his characters. Yes. It was one of the first things I did. And in the beginning, I'd focus on the main piece I'm making, and then I wouldn't add bodies or anything. I just try to make it like a, like in your face, big fat joint.
Right.
Literally in your face.
A face in your face.
So
I'm a huge fan of Vortex and his work. I think that
he's a cool guy.
Is he? I just think his whole like little creepy like face theme is, I just love that. And I think the glass is really good. It always has really good function. The one thing I do have to pick with the piece that you left at my house with Vortex is it's a 45-degree banger. And so I constantly slide out the banger when I'm trying to put the dab in. Maria was actually there last time when, remember when I was putting the dab in and it slid out and fell?
So I got that piece about 6 years ago. And the difference is the bangers were a lot smaller. They didn't have these crazy terp slurpers and all these other bangers. So that's why it's so different.
So I shouldn't be putting a terp slurper on it, or it's fine? It
wasn't really designed for a terp slurper, as you can tell.
As I can tell.
I saw that video, went flying like 3 feet in front of you.
It was crazy because somebody commented on it and they thought that you were the owner of the Vortex piece. And they were like, her heart just dropped. It's like, well, the banger is not really involved in it. But like, yeah, it was definitely something. That's amazing, Jaime.
Also, something that I'm doing now is when I started, my customers basically were at high times or at events. So I would just show up and drop
with
off
projects
the blunts.
ready.
Like, here you go, just right in my hands. Here you go. Or here's a Ziploc bag. Let me just hand it to you in a Ziploc bag.
Well, when I met you, that's what you were doing. Yes. And then the one time that I actually saw you didn't have a Ziploc bag, it was like a Grammy that you had made, and it was in a clear case.
Yes.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I've ever
display.
told you this. That was the first time I've actually ever seen you, and I couldn't come up and say hello. I was like funny. On the side. We were at the Maid Gallery building, and I was downstairs waiting because it was like a lot of stairs to go up, and the elevator wasn't working the best way, and yeah, you were there. You showed up in like a black button-up shirt with the case, and it had like a Grammy, a smokable Grammy inside. And I was like, everybody was whispering, that's the guy, that's the guy that makes the blunts. What blunts? The blunts, the smokable blunts. Yeah, the blunts. Oh my God. And everybody was around you. And it is just so amazing to see like the coolest cat in that room is now one of my best friends. Can I have that?
Yeah.
Well,
I've been talking, so it keeps going up.
I know.
So, now I make custom boxes for everything. I originally started just making putting things in shadow boxes, just so you could tied down with fishing string, so you could just hang it on the wall and then just cut it when you're ready, or you could have it on display. But now I make custom boxes. I have something like this. It's usually a cool little color, different color inside. I started off with the first time I cut vinyl paper into the shape of the logo, which was crazy. Took me like 2 hours, and then I realized I don't think anybody would mind if I get a vinyl cutter. Then I got a vinyl cutter, and I would just put the words on there. And now I just moved up another level. I'm actually painting your logos on here, and I'm using the vinyl cutter as a stencil. So
one thing that I would love to see you do in the future, you definitely don't have to, but being around you so much, and I think you'll agree with me, is that the biggest issue that people have with your blunts is properly lighting them. Just because a lot of people don't understand, you really do need a torch and a really good torch to light it. I've been at events with you so many times where I see motherfuckers pulling out a lighter, and I'm like, what? So I think what you should do, this is unsolicited advice that you didn't even ask for, is I think eventually when you do your display boxes, especially for your big pieces, it should come in the case with a blazer torch. So that way, one blazer is just the best torch out there. It's a really good torch, I think, to light. You got Scooby Snack to light your particular blunts, especially the bigger ones. We always use blazer, and so I think that would be really cool.
That is
because then I don't want to hear people being like, "Oh, we didn't have no torch." I'm like, motherfucker.
My problem is I've given so many instructions on how to properly light the blunt, so they'll burn evenly.
But you're not providing them the torch.
And I've actually even made a step-by-step color instructions that I put in every box.
You need to give them the torch.
And the companies pull the paper out and throw it in the trash.
Just give them once the torch is already in there, it's all good. And then maybe you could even make your own ashtray that comes with it that's like a Weaver's, and it could be like a whole set. Dude, for Christmas, I would buy that whole set. If you have like a whole case, and when you open it, there's a lighter that's Weaver's blunt, like fucking theme. There's a torch lighter, there's an ashtray, and then there's the blunt. Woo-wee, right, Maria? Like, that'd be so fucking cool. I love that.
Cool. And also, I'm actually going to make something else. I want to make some big projects. I love making logos, but I've been making so many logos lately that I need to do something else. So I'm making that city. After the city, I'm making a life-size koala puffs.
Hey!
Yes, life-size. And you can find out how tall she is.
I am 5'6". So he actually already has a mannequin that is my size.
Yes.
It's in his office.
I 3D printed her face.
3D printed my face. It looks exactly like my face. And yeah, the people that follow me on like Instagram, Twitter, I've mentioned this a few times because we were talking about before doing it for my birthday. But Jaime wanted to do a massive project like on his own and test out and see how everything goes and where things go wrong so that we're not dealing with that when he's working on ours. But I'm really excited because that's one of the most there's a lot of exciting things that I'm blessed to experience, but like having somebody make a life-size blunt of me has to be the most exciting thing. We need to hit up the Guinness Book of Records.
I tried it. I'm doing it right now for my city just to see if they even respond. So I could do it for right after.
You should reach out to Caleb. Caleb has actually been in the World Guinness Book of Records a few times. Actually, shout out to our Caleb.
Yes. Oh, can you guys guess how much flour it would take to fill a life-size Angela blunt?
I want to say, okay, so if your Darth Vader was 4 feet and it was 10 pounds, I have a feeling that I'm going to be like 20 or 15 pounds.
But you're also thinner than the Darth Vader.
I'm thinner, but like I got a big head.
Oh, yeah.
How's this blunt,
so,
good?
My guess is 15 pounds.
Yeah.
That's my guess. We'll see.
This is going to be exciting. And what's going to be really awesome is you're going to be rolling this blunt as my weed line and my dab line with TRP is about to relaunch. So I think this is going to be such a cool way to tie everything together. When you roll this blunt, are we going to be able to like invite people to come and experience it with us?
So instead of smoking with Angela, why don't you try smoking Angela?
I've always said I was smoking hot and nobody ever believes me. And finally, it'll be a visual in front of everyone. Is there anything that you want to leave us off with? Any advice that you have for like anybody that's trying to get into the rolling game? Things that you would say to do or not to do?
The two things that you need to have, the two skills you need to have the most is you need to be patient and creative. Mm-hmm. All the techniques you could pick up from online. I've posted enough videos that are showing the process. There's other rollers out there that are showing the process. So, yes, you can do it. You just have to have some confidence and just do it.
Yeah, don't look at the big project as like, oh my God, there's so many steps to get there. Don't worry about how many steps there are. Just take one step at a time.
Don't worry about what everybody else is making. Make what makes you happy and what you think you can accomplish properly.
Absolutely. I love that. Yes. I say that with the same thing with content when people reach out to me like, how do I make content? I'm like, you just do. Literally film it and just post it. It doesn't have to be good because you'll learn as the time goes, you know?
So Angela has helped me a lot to actually express myself more online and feel more comfortable in front of the camera because, man, sometimes, let's just say me smiling on camera now is because of Angela.
It's hard. It's hard, especially when you're in your head about like, this is what I need to do. Yeah. This is what I need to say. Don't fuck up the words. It just becomes tough. And there are some moments where I'm just like, I'm just going to say whatever and we're just going to like film this and see where it goes. And there's sometimes where I really start overthinking and I get in my head, you know that, and then you just can't get past it.
The funny thing is, if I have a crowd of people in front of me, I just won't shut up. I'll just keep talking and talking and talking. No problem. Oh, questions? Yeah, no problem.
But if it's the phone in front of him,
I'm like, hey.
Jaime's like, I feel like I'm talking to myself.
Where do I look? Oh, am I looking to the side? Where am I supposed to look at the camera?
It's funny because it's the exact opposite for me. Like when I'm alone, I probably film my best content because I'm not worried if I'm loud, if I'm repetitive, if it's annoying. But when somebody's in the house, they don't even got to be in the same room as me. If they're in the house, my energy is just not there. Especially when my mom is at my house. I don't know what it is about my mom, but I feel like I cannot be my full hyper entertaining self on camera when my mom's in the house. I don't know why. Wow. So it's just funny how people are different.
With me, I'll start answering questions. No problem. I'm doing great. And then all of a sudden, there's one friend in the background, makes a little comment, then total breakdown kicks in.
It happens.
I'm just like, all I can think about is what they said. And I'm just like, okay.
It's okay. Well, Jaime, I think you're doing really great. And I think just like being ourselves, no matter who you are in this world, it feels really weird and different because it's you. And we're really hard on ourselves as individuals. I'm sure you're just as hard on yourself as I am on myself. From the outside, you are creating something so incredible, like, and I really do feel blessed to call you my friend because, like, I used to fangirl over your fucking work and stuff, and now you're like literally like the best friend, the brother, the father, the like guidance, the mentor that I never had. So it's just amazing how that all like worked out. You know?
I love that.
Yeah. I appreciate you bringing up your art and showing it here with us. Is there anything that you wanted to light up, or these were just for showcasing for today only? You do not feel pressured because I know, especially like the Voorhees one, I'm sure that one's going to be like a collectible.
That one, I mean, it just depends. We could try.
It's up to you. You don't have to.
I have more G's.
You want to do the G? You said that one was like your oldest blunt. You sure you want to do that?
I made 10 of these.
Okay. Hey, when you're a G, you got to be a G 10 times. Maria, you want to, you want to light it up?
Yeah. Let me ask a question. You were kindly mentioning that we need torches and boxes and everything. So is there a torch available?
No. There's only the torch lighter available. Yeah, which is literally what we were just talking about.
You know what we can do? Why don't we take a dab out of the football?
Why don't we?
Do you have a banger?
So
somewhere?
I don't have a banger, but what I have with me is actually way better than that.
What's that?
We actually brought it because we're about to film 2 episodes back to back, and we brought it for the next episode. But why don't we do the review aspect for this product first, and then I'll save what we had for today for our next episode. If you don't mind reaching into my orange bag right to the left of you, I actually brought a new unreleased G-Pen product. Can I just say something? I'm awful at keeping secrets. I cannot keep secrets. G-Pen was kind enough to send me this product like a fucking month ago.
You hold this, please?
And I just they were like, don't post about it. I'm like, the fuck you mean don't post about it? Like, it's so good. So I caved. I've been posting about it.
It's currently one of my favorite products that you have.
I think it is currently one of my favorite products that I have as well. And it's funny because I brought a rig from my inventory to smoke to use it, but here you are. You actually brought the entire situation for us. So let me show you how it works. The way that I can describe it, it's like an e-nail and a G-Pen Connect had a baby. A G-Pen Connect looks like this a little bit, and you basically put it onto your nail and it just heats up. You could turn it on and it heats up. This comes with a little attachment. It looks like a little e-nail attachment. This is your power bank right here. So this makes it all heated up, makes it work. So we're gonna be using it. This is called the G-Pen Hyer, Hyer. I don't know. It's actually still not on their website as you're hearing this episode, but do keep an eye out for this product because Maria, it's
gas.
It's so good. We're gonna demonstrate right now.
The coolest thing I saw is at the last event, Angela had people in line. Everybody's getting a dab like normal. Then out of nowhere, Angela decides to just walk around holding the piece and just putting the bong in your face.
It was the last 10 minutes of the event. So a lot of the time, the venues that we rent for events, they're not very particular on you have to end the event at this time. This place we did our event in Denver, Colorado at the Marijuana Mansion. It was so fucking amazing. So at 10 o'clock, they were like, your event, everybody has to leave. It has to end. So as it was 9:50, I had given 200 people dabs in a row with this product. It didn't die. It didn't break down. It didn't malfunction. It didn't glitch. None of that. 200 people from 7 p.m. until 9:50 p.m. And then towards the last 10 minutes of the event, girl, I loaded it up and I was running around as it was just turned on, and I was giving everybody a big hit, give a hit, boom, move on, give a hit, boom, move on. And so people were just forming a circle around me and just when you feed fish and fish are it was everybody's give me, and it was just massive clouds everywhere. And then I'd run back loaded with more hash and then come back and fucking dab. Dude, it was amazing. Is that ready?
Yeah, I was impressed.
Let me load it up.
I'm actually been looking at that thing and trying to think of some type of blunt that I could make to just attach it. I have a couple pretty good ideas.
Can I get the wax container that looks like a little Lego that has all the wax inside? It looks like it's a colorful little block. You know my Lego looking thing. That's my wax container.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. I put so much it's like a Lego, right? Yeah. Your kid would be like, is that mine? It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different compartments for wax. And then it even has little places you could put your rolled up tips if you want to.
So how much do you think fits in there? Because I'm seeing you put a nice amount of wax in there right now.
I would say probably a 0.5 gram is a good amount to put in there. I think if you do too much, it might bubble up and leak. So I wouldn't suggest doing that. But when we were at the event, I was loading it up quite a bit and I was not having any issues with it. So here, I'll let you put it in there because I do not want to force it in.
We're just going to it's pretty heavy, so we got to just hold it.
We got to hold it. That's fine. So it is starting to heat up right now.
So
oh my God, that's so insane.
So we just hold it like this. We're good.
It's a functioning rig.
The best part, usually when I put a banger, I'm heating up the banger, so I have to use
be
caution.
Careful, but now it
actually burn the blunt. Yes.
Now it's this. Okay. Oh, it's smoking. Are you ready to try to give it a puff? Yeah, I just saw smoke come out the bottom.
Do you want to try and puff it?
Me first?
Yeah,
okay, can we get a drum roll?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This is kind of crazy.
Now imagine lighting the bottom of the blunt and doing this.
So you're taking a blunt puff
double.
and a dab puff at the same time. All right, your turn.
Is perfect.
I know. I feel like we should go to every event with your blunt and this G-Pen attachment.
Everybody,
Maria?
no heat.
No, it's not heat. Like, you don't feel it at all. Holy shit.
I could taste it too.
I love. Oh, you have a pirate. Damn, Maria. There's a pirate flag. Oh my God, that was a bit. Whoa. I want more. I want one more.
Why is it so smooth?
We're taking dry dabs right now.
But they're smooth.
You'll be surprised.
Let me put more wax in there.
The funny thing is, you'll be surprised. The moisture of the flour actually cools down the dab. It's not so bad.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a
so
lot
hot,
more
you know?
harsh.
You feel like you're not inhaling anything, and
I
then
thought it
boom, a
was going to
cloud.
be so much harsher.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and load it up one more time. Jaime, that's for you.
This is actually something I came up with. You know,
that's amazing.
The blunt rig.
Get in there. Wow, we are literally here with just like the most talented of them all. Like,
it's insane.
It's a pleasure to be your friend and to smoke with you.
That's crazy.
It's a pleasure being your friend. Are you kidding me? We have so much fun together.
We do have the mostest fun together, I swear. Unless we miss a flight, and then it's not so fun.
You know. They're like,
not
what
talk
does
about
that
that.
mean?
What does that mean? Well,
so, I was thinking about making a vlog. The life of being Angela's best friend. The ups and downs. How many of you guys would watch it?
Honestly, I would watch that
watch
shit. Because I'm curious how it is from the outside to be my friend.
Perspective.
And your perspective. Because
I just
want to make
person that has so much unedited footage of you.
Don't post that footage. Make new footage. But okay, I think it would be a lie if anybody said, like, I don't think that I'm just, like, too much, or I don't think that I'm just, like, not enough. Like, at one point, we think, like, one thing or the other. And so I feel like it's nice. It would have been nice to see from the outside. Like, how am I from the outside? Am I really too much? Am I too hyper? Am I annoying? Am I just a pain in the ass? I know the answer to all those questions is yes, you know, but when you love someone enough, you deal with all of it.
All depends on the editing.
Oh my God, and that's why I don't believe reality shows or nothing that I see online anymore at all. But anyway, Jaime, thank you so much for coming here with your art, allowing us to smoke out of your football blunt. Like, what the fuck? Crazy.
That was fun.
So thank you for sharing.
Maria, thank you very much for having me on here. I love you guys.
We love you.
If there's another special guest, it better be me.
Okay, all right. Well, you better make us something special for the episode then, I guess.
Like I wouldn't do that?
Do we want it? Do it. Do it.
What?
Do it.
Should we let them decide?
Ooh, yeah, you guys. Let us know what product or what like item he should make that would best represent this podcast. Within reason.
No, let's just say an ounce size, 2 ounces, maybe limit. No 10 pound.
All right. Well, I got my own weed coming out soon, so I'll have, I'll have supply to provide you.
I'll be asking for it.
Thank you, Jaime, so much.
You.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my God, I'm so fucking high, and our episode is not even done. We actually have a segment that you just walked right in front of the camera. Jaime stoned. So Maria had a little story for not story. You had done some research on something that came out. Information. That's right. I'm high.
I saw it on TikTok and then I Googled it.
Oh my God! Before you continue, can I just say, like, literally, like, every time I have any information now, somebody's like, "Oh, where did you hear that?" I was like, "I read it somewhere. I heard it on TikTok."
Yeah, TikTok is very informative.
Very informative. Now, I will say this: give it a shot, because when you first download it, it takes a minute to figure out what to show you. But once it watches your habits and stuff, it's a really good, cool app to be on. So, what do you have for us today?
Are you still stuck on Theories TikTok?
No more conspiracy theories for me and removed me. They're like, bitch, you're getting too far off. I was stuck. What do you got for us today?
So basically, I seen that there's a bill that they're trying to pass where basically it's not good. The employers are not going to be able to penalize employees for smoking off the clock.
So they're not drug testing at all unless it's like a specific, like a very serious job, like that they, or nothing at all.
Well, actually, I don't think it should be any. I don't think it's.
So my brain surgeon can just like take a gram dab before coming and performing on my brain very soon.
I have to be off of work.
Oh. Okay, what if he takes a gram dab before coming in and clocking in? There's nothing about and then I'm the first brain surgery in line.
Well, I'm pretty sure maybe there will be limitations, but this is just what they're doing, right? What they're wanting to do. It's just like it's because that's a really big problem with like people, like they're not able to like smoke just because of the job that they work.
Listen, y'all, come work for me. I actually hire you because you smoke weed. I'm like, literally. If you smoke weed, then you know what you need for a dab sesh, so you'll be able to help put together these on your mystery boxes.
She's assuming you want a dab.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay, so the very first time, so like, I want to say like 2 years ago, my assistant Bridget started working with me, and when I was interviewing her, Jaime was there with me, and I was like, "Do you smoke weed?" And she's like, "Yeah, I smoke." And so the first few times when she would come to work, like I'd just be like rolling stuff, and I'd be like, "You want a puff? You want a puff?" And then after a while, she's like, "I really can't. I get like stuck," and I'm like, "Oh, girl, you should have just told me. It's all good. You don't have to." Yeah, for sure. I think just in general, I'm really excited to see like the progression of our industry and where everything is going. The fact that like there's so many options for cannabis things now, like solventless, dabs, and just I don't know. I just think there's a lot more information being put out. With TikTok, I'm seeing a lot more accounts that I've never seen before talk about cannabis, which is really cool because all I've seen is our little community on Instagram, and like it's not that many people.
But there's genuinely a lot of other people.
So
are censored from it.
Yeah. So, at this point, I think it's just really nice that we're progressing in a way where we're talking more about weed. I actually don't know I did not fact check this, but I'm going to bring it up. Mark, you know everything. You'll probably know the answer to this. My friend told me that mushrooms are going to be getting either legalized or decriminalized in California soon.
They're working on it.
Yeah. So I know that mushrooms are decriminalized in Oregon. And I personally... So I'm gonna say this. I ate some gummy mushrooms the other day. It was a very small amount, but I like basically like went through my day doing my regular stuff while being on a little bit more than a microdose, but a little bit less than a trip. And I felt amazing. I felt so happy. The next day I felt so happy. I was not, because I feel very overstimulated lately. There's a lot going on. Like I'm working on my boxes, my weed and dab line. I just signed the contract. You know how many months of stress and being like, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Was happening. There was just so much shit going on. So, yeah, I just like, I've been like overstimulated and I felt very easily irritated. I felt tired a lot more than usual, and so I ate the mushroom gummies the other day that my friend Amanda left me. Shout out Amanda. And I felt incredible. And honestly, like I felt like I had a little residual the next day. And today I was even thinking like, oh, maybe I want to eat a little bit more because it truly helped. So for the sake of everybody's mental health, I really hope it does decriminalize and legalize, at least in, one state at a time like we're doing with weed. Because it is so helpful. I used to be terrified of mushrooms because I'm worried about being in my head. Because I get really hard on myself sometimes, or like something will pop up. Like, remember when you were such a bitch to this one person fucking 9 years ago, and you're just like, oh my god, I feel so bad about that.
Where you're like, damn, I was a fucking asshole.
You know what I mean? Or like, oh fuck, like so. I think they really help. Like I was really worried about being in my head, and they really, really, really help me nowadays. So I'm really excited that in my lifetime, I'll get a chance to witness people being able to not like, yeah, you could go drink alcohol if you want to, but that's not your only option anymore, So legal option anymore. I don't know. This is exciting. On one hand, the world that we live in is so fucked up and fucking weird as hell, right?
Low-key ending.
But on the other hand, I'm just like, so many amazing things are happening and we are really progressing. There's a lot of shit we're going backwards on, and attempting to go backwards on. But in general, I'm very happy. I feel like, I don't know. I'm excited to see where everything is going. Well, so my puffin review item today was the Jeepin' Higher. We've already talked about it a lot. I mean, on a scale from 1 to 10, I do give it a 10. They did not pay us to say this today. I wish they would have, Jeepin'. Hey, what's up? But I love this product. And the fact that we were able to put it on a rig made by weavers today, it was just an extra amazing layer of like wowza. I'm pumped. Let's go ahead and do our 60-second puff and puff.
Shit.
Yeah? Shat.
Holy shat.
Let's do our 60-second puff and puff. And then Mark, I know that we switched studios and you had a lot on your plate, but I feel like you never have too much on your plate where you can't come up with some dad jokes. Am I right? You got some for us today?
I got some jokes.
I knew you would. All right. I'm going to go ahead and light up this blunt. You got your joint on deck?
I stole Weaver's.
You still, I mean, he's not gonna, he went to the bathroom and never came back. I don't know.
Allegedly went to the bathroom.
Allegedly. I don't know what he's doing over there right now. Hold on. Give me a second to light up my blunt.
Okay, mine slid it.
If you want to switch at any point, just let me know, okay?
I prefer this one.
All right.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Woo! Wow, it's already a lot.
This is always the longest minute for me.
It's longer than microwave minutes. How much longer, Mark?
15 seconds.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God.
This first one, I'm going to roll the eyes in the back of your head.
Oh my God. Why do you give me the eye rollers? Mm-hmm.
How do you follow Will Smith in the snow? You follow the Fresh Prince.
Mm-mm.
What do you call a factory that makes okay products? A satisfactory. Dear math, grow up and solve your own problems.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear the rumor about butter? Well, I'm not going to spread it. Why can't a nose be 12 inches long? Because then it would be a foot.
A satisfactory? Yo, you know what it was? Y'all couldn't see it, but he looked me dead in the eye and turned his head a little like this and said it. That fucking got me. Yo.
I think the Will Smith one was a little, good.
You follow his Fresh Prince? Oh, man. This was a good one. It was so awesome to have Weavers on today's episode. I know he'll be upset if we bring on somebody else, but I will try to think of some cool people we could bring on that would be willing to come and, maybe share some of their life experiences and stories with us. In general, I really, really enjoyed spending time here today.
It's really interesting learning about Weavers and his art, and it's just insane. I was thinking when we were hitting that football, it's so crazy how his brain figured out how to make it smokable.
What's also crazy to me is that his entire life changed. One, not that long ago. I don't know. I forgot to ask him how many years he's been doing this for, but I've known him for 5. So I want to say it's been at least 7 to 10 years minimum. How his life changed like that at 40, 45 years old and over a bet. Like that's why I think it's so important to just like follow your intuition and just go with where life leads you. Because as much as we might sit here and think this is where I want to be, this is where I'm supposed to be, this is what I'm meant to do, you never know. So just go with the flow of what it is, and you might be surprised by where it takes you. I'm surprised by where my life took me. Are you?
Fuck yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for popping in here today. Mark, do you know our phone number that they could call in? I also don't remember the phone number. Wait, I have it. Wait a minute. It is written. Oh, we also have an Instagram account. We're terrible for not remembering the phone number. I barely remember my own number. On our Instagram? That's where I'm going. We do have our own Instagram account, puff.n.chat.podcast, and our phone number is 323-250-6366. So call us in, send us any questions, any feedback, review our podcast on the podcast app, on Spotify, and you can also subscribe and watch this if you want to actually see the Weaver's art on our YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Spooky season is upon us. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.